If you had to watch 3 stocks this week, I want you to make it these, and we're going to go through why KC stock, VNet stock, and GDS stock. Now, of course, this is not as easy as it sounds, but we're going to analyze them. We're going to see exactly where to buy and sell them so that you can try to make the maximum profit. Now, these stocks come from the China market. There's something called ADRs. So there are stocks on the China market which kind of trade on the USA market. Last year, each one of them went up at least 500%. Now, these are data processing stocks. Now, the first mistake that I used to do as a beginner that would make me lose money is I would try to buy all of them because I'm like, oh, all of them are going to go up 400%. But the problem is that if you risk your account on all of them, then if the move is false, then you're going to be punished. And we don't want that. We want to try to make profit, right? And I found that it's better to pick one of the best stocks, just pick the best of the 3 and put your money in that, and you're likely to have a bigger return. And the third thing is that sometimes a stock might look beautiful, but it's very volatile. It might have a 1000% return, but it's having 50% drops, and this is very volatile and it's not good for your mental health. It might be better to stick to the 400%. Now let's jump into it. I have the weekly charts for 3 stocks, KC, VNet, and GDS. We see how they went up. This is the weekly chart. They went up last year, but what I'm trying to do is making us focus on this consolidation that they're doing right now. So we can see all of them are forming this cup and handle. So this is how you study multiple securities, because if all of them are showing this bullish pattern, that means it's likely to go up in price. That's why I'm betting heavily. Personally, I'm in KC, but I think these are great as well, but I'll tell you why I avoided them. But I could also be wrong, so it's always better that each of us choose a different one, and then at least one of us is going to make a huge profit. So if we look at the base, it's tightening up, doesn't make the big falls anymore. So it first made that 50% fall, then it went up, made a 30% fall. Then this one is about around 18%. So that's a very good sign. It's contracting. All of them are contracting, as you can see, and then it forms something called a cup with a handle. And then we are waiting for it to jump out of that handle. KC looks like it jumped out of that handle. If you look, the bullish wicks have more volume, right? So if you look which volume is above the moving average, you can see that it's the bullish wicks with more volume. This is a very good sign. And also this wick that is breaking out, do you see that small chit over there? If you zoom in, the breaking out wick is on with a huge volume. Same thing here, cup with a handle, breaking out wick is on with a huge volume. That's a very good sign. Now GDS, I don't know what it's doing. Maybe it's waiting for a bail from someone. I thought it was gonna jump out, but then it had this big red wick, but then we can see also it's supportive. So in terms of price action and volume, VNet and KC are still looking great. Now these are also coinciding with the China stock market, because the China stock market is getting very bullish right now. If I put the China stock market here, I keep an eye on it the whole time. You can see the weekly chart. You can see it has been bullish, right? But these stocks haven't yet moved. That's because their sector has not moved. Other stocks have been moving in the China market. One China stock that I've also been watching is Alibaba. But you can see that I recommended it to be bought here, and it stopped us out. You could have bought again at $129 when it gapped up on earnings. That's one thing I don't like about China stocks. They can stop you out many times. You could have tried to get in here on 13th August. You'd have been stopped out once it comes back in this kind of consolidation area. Then it looked like it jumped out again here, then affect people out, and then finally it jumped out. In trading, sometimes you have to try up to 3 times to get into the position. But those who bought here, 128, I think you're going to make a very nice profit. Then if we go to KC, so we have the weekly chart here, same as before, then the daily chart. We see this huge green volume bar. I recommended in the newsletter where to buy and sell. Sign up for the Profit Punch newsletter. You'll know exactly where to buy and sell. There's also an educational hub where you can learn everything here on your own. So this is multiple security analysis. If we go to VNet, same thing. These are always some of the best moves. If something in the industry are showing very similar patterns, then just try to find the best in that industry. I showed you how you can swing trade, but I don't think I'm going to swing trade these things. I think I'm going to try to hold them for longer, because such a very long consolidation like this normally produces very huge moves. Then the final one is GDS as well. We can see it has been faking around, but then it had this very strong volume day. So I feel like as long as it stays above the 20-day simple moving average, it's a good sign. So watch out for those stocks. Alibaba would have been the fourth, but it has already jumped up, and I think it's extended. You would only get in if it comes back to the 20-day exponential moving average. But if it doesn't do that, I would say stay out because it's overextended. I hope you found value in this video, and sign up for the Profit Punch newsletter. You'll get all of these in your email. You don't have to suffer and do all the analysis like this. I do it for you. And also watch the videos on gold and silver that I've just released as well, because you can see shiny. People are already profiting from this. I think they're already up about 7%. I hope they've raised their stops so that in case it comes down, they don't lose money. Then AGQ as well. I already told people to buy here around 53. I started recommending it here around 40, but I keep trying to tell people where to be adding the stock. So watch the silver video, because it will show you exactly what is going on in silver. So I hope you found value in this works. I hope they can help you. Sign up for the newsletter. May the markets be with you.